Hi, my name is Georgia Ann Shiu. Now let's get started. I was born on November 2nd, 1999 to Faya and Andy. That's about as stereotypical as we're getting today. Growing up, I was loved by both my parents unconditionally, and the love that was showered upon the firstborn daughter played a huge part into making me who I am today. I loved school and my grandparents, but most of all, I loved my family more than anything. But we will get into that a little bit later. I was never very shy, and I was always outgoing and ready to meet new people. I suppose that's why I enjoyed cheerleading so much. I started cheerleading when I was 5. I loved makeup, and I loved to dance, and I loved being around people. I loved my long hair and having it up in a bow, and I feel like maybe that's why I decided to stay cheering for over 13 years. I love to laugh, and I think that still holds true to today. Speaking of laughing, here's my brother Nicholas. He's about 3.5 years younger than me and is one of my most favorite people in the whole world. He is confident and strong, as well as hard-headed, but I think that came from both my mom and I. I was never sad about having a little brother. In fact, I was getting a little lonely all by myself. He was born 2 months premature and he almost didn't make it. It's odd to think that he's 6 feet tall now. When my dad left for the first time, I was 3 and my brother was yet to be born. That was when our special bond started, I think. The second time was worse. My brother and I took it terribly. I had to be there for him, stay with him and counsel him. I go to his baseball games, and I always have. I drive him to practice and practically everywhere. Sometimes the baseball moms consider me one as well. Caring for my brother while my mom worked constantly shaped me into the person who I am today, and made me the favorite driver in all of the carpools.
Everything that you've ever dreamed of disappearing when you wake up, but there's nothing to be afraid of.
I can't imagine a life without my baby brother. Things would be so dull and boring, so colorless and gray. I know that when I go away, he's going to miss me, but I know I'm going to miss him just a little bit more. I'm going to miss his laugh and his witty jokes and his funny puns and pranks that he likes to play. And I know he makes me laugh and he always pulls me out of a slump. He's everything to me.
Moving too fast, moon is lighting up her skin.
If you already haven't had the pleasure of meeting Faya, you're in luck because you get to meet her right now. My mom, in short, is the strongest woman I know, and I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for her. She taught me how to be strong when things seemed grim. After all, she did have my brother all by herself. I was there with my babysitter. My dad put my mom through a lot of emotional turmoil by leaving us twice. She forgave for the sake of our family. My mom always taught me to forgive, but to never forget. She's dealt with my shenanigans and mental health trouble since day one, and her tough love, even seemed like a little too much, was still just enough. Since then, she's been remarried to my stepdad, Dan, who is kind as can be, and my mom has gone back to graduate school and graduated when I was in 8th grade. Now she's a certified psychotherapist with her LCSW and LPHA. I couldn't be more proud of her. She inspires me to be better every single day, and I can't thank her enough.
But I watch us go round and round each time.
She showers more love onto me and my brother than I can comprehend. It's been the 3 of us, my brother, her, and I, against the world. I'm her world, but she's also mine.
That you like, and then we go crashing down. We come back every time.
It seemed that middle school and grade school were easy for me regarding academics, but mentally, it was a whole different story. My dad left for the second time when I was in the 5th grade, and it killed me. Divorce. You never imagine something happening to you until it does, and it hits you. Hard. I was the classic daddy's girl, but it all changed when I found out he cheated on my mom for the 3rd time. I miss him terribly. They have partial custody, but I don't see him as much anymore. I hate that he never answers the phone and how he goes weeks without talking to me. You always ask yourself, why me? I fell into a deep depression. It was an endless black hole, as if it was never going to end. I struggled with a terrible eating disorder in the 7th grade and started self-harming at the same time. I self-harmed until the beginning of freshman year. I am now 3 years clean.
To you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when
I started high school cheerleading freshman year. That was also the year I was almost an alternate. They told me it was because of my work ethic and determination that they decided not to take me out. It was then when I knew I had to work my butt off, and I have been ever since. I was on JV for 3 years until my senior year on varsity. I couldn't have not been more excited to see my number on the varsity list. But it was also this year where I was decided an alternate for competition season. It crushed me. It felt like there was this huge hole in my heart and that no one had cared about the countless hours I spent in the gym trying to get my skills and to be better. But ultimately, it's made me stronger. I wanted to give up and I wanted to quit, but I never did. And I did end up getting to compete a few times this competition season, and I'm incredibly thankful for that.
And if I grow,
I've learned that friends come and go, but the real ones will stick around in the end. It's weird when the people you told endless things to slowly fade away, and I've come to realize that everything does happen for a reason. But now I do have a solid group of friends. Though a bit newer to me this year, I could not have been more excited. I have shared laughs, and tears, and secrets with these people. I'm so sad I'm gonna have to leave them, and it's a shame that we couldn't have been better friends sooner.
I pray to make it back at one.
But don't worry, everybody. Things are looking up. Just wait.
That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy.
A lot of people I know have called me the mom of the group. Probably because I can cook, and I can clean, and I can iron, and I can do laundry. And most of all, I think I look after people and make sure people are okay, even when I'm not okay myself. I think I got that from looking after my brother for so long, and sometimes being on my own when my mom wasn't home.
Strength and guidance, all that I'm wishing for my friends. Nobody makes it from my ends. I had to bust up the silence. You know you gotta stick by me. Soon as you see the text, reply me.
Being a good listener is so imperative into a friendship and to being a decent person in general. You never know what's going on in someone else's life because you've never walked around in their shoes. So I encourage you to have empathy and listen. Stop judging, stop talking and gossiping, and maybe think about what this person is feeling and what's going on in their life, because I guarantee you it's probably different than the gossip you've heard around at school. Now, I am more confident than ever, so much more adventurous and outgoing. I'm willing to put myself out there and to try new things, but also allow myself to make mistakes without breaking down. The hardships I've faced in my life have slowly built me into the person I am today. Now, as a senior, I'm more comfortable with myself than ever, and I'm working my hardest on trying to be the best I can be and get over my insecurities. I'm committed to further my education at the University of Wisconsin at Platteville and major in forensic investigation and criminology. The FBI is where I really want to be. I'm excited for what the future brings, but for now, I know who I am, and I know that I try to be genuine as possible.
We're never coming back down. Yeah, we're looking down on the
I think one of the most important things I've learned in my short time on this earth, in my short 18 years, is that there's nothing wrong with getting help or taking time for yourself. Self-care is so important. And some of my hardships have shaped me into who I am and shaped my beliefs. I fully, confidently know who I am now, and I know that I am enough, and I guess that's good enough for me. Thanks for tuning in, and this is my life in a nutshell.